I am. As I've said before, these talks, these discourses are really helping me from such interesting standpoints and perspectives, both as a place for me to collect my complex thoughts, and also a exercise in speaking to those things that are current in my life. Sometimes I wonder if it's a valuable thing to be a hermit as I am. Because in being a hermit, I am not having friends, I am not in contact with you, the outside world, really. The only time that I make contact with you is through performance, is through my walkabouts, is through my walkabouts. At that time, I get to truly express to those, to you who are open to me, I get to express the loving heart, the pure, loving heart that I am. All other correspondences tend to be superficial, false, lacking any sincerity. So during this break that I take now, which really helps me, I get, even as I try to stay away from the news, I try to stay away from the various incursions, advertisements, sales pitches that are constantly bombarding me, even here. And I could almost say, especially here. I love the Balinese people, but they are forced into a servitude to the money thing in a way that is much more vital to them than the Westerners. The European money, the American money is so dominant that they need to acquire money. So everything is about money. It is the only way for their society to stay afloat. I understand and I am compassionate. I don't hold it against them. I hold it more against the Westerners. They know that they have this ascendancy over the Balinese people, so they use it to their full advantage. They give nothing to them. They just take as much as they possibly can. They act interested in the culture, but really what they're doing is they're taking it away to the West, where they can use it to their advantage. This is not necessarily what I meant to talk about, but money is a big topic. It is a topic I never stop talking about, as I don't stop talking about phones, as I don't stop talking about performance. As an introduction to this, I will say, I don't touch money anymore. I only touch it out of a necessity when something needs to be, there is only that one way of getting through some sort of situation. For instance, paying for the laundry or paying the Gojek scooter driver. Then I carry a couple of bills in my hand. I look at them askance and I hold them. I do not take possession of them. I stay free of possessing money. Many of you wonder how I can do that. You doubt what it is that I'm doing. But what I'm doing is I'm staying distant from money. I do not make it my prime raison d'etre. You do. That's why you advertise. That's why you push all this stuff on me, or you try to push it. Also, you ask me about it because it's important to you. It's not important to me. I have often mentioned this, and that is that when I started doing my performance, when I started doing my being duty, when I started really fully engaging in my true and honest and heart expression, money came. I didn't have to think about it anymore. Money just came. It came from all different directions. And that's because I am completely engaged in my being duty. It proves that money is a fiction. It is something created by humans, by you, to symbolize the exchange of energy between us. It is not the exchange of energy. It is not the energy. It is a symbol of that energy. It has taken on all of the belief and faith that it is the energy, but it is not the energy. It is a symbol of the energy. I say that over and over because I want you to get it and to understand. I deal with energy. I deal with fine energy. I am a Roshi. I study fine energy. I am a hermit because I am engaged in fine energy. I am not engaged in coarse energy, symbol of that energy that is the best and most wonderful energy. You are. So because you are so involved in it, you try to get me engaged in it, so therefore you ask me questions about it, though I couldn't care less. And though it is none of your business how that money comes to me, us, it has nothing to do with you at all. My answer to you is, I have so devoted myself, I am in such a place of devotion and commitment, you have no idea. You sit in your place looking at me and wondering about this coarse energy when it is not that you should be wondering about. You should wonder about the fine energy study I do. You should ask questions about the fine energy study I do. You should ask about all those things that I do that you have no idea about. And because you have no idea about it, how can you ask questions? But I will give you a hint. I am pursuing my Christ self. This is something I learned from Yeshua. By pursuing the Christ self, one is taken care of, period. This is the reality. I don't speak about the nameless, because the nameless is not to be spoken about. I speak about my being duty. I speak about following the being duty to my Christ self, and to die well, to use my expression to speak to you, to model and thus be a model of the Christ self, and be a model for all those, to teach and to help others behave better. Money is not the focus of living. It is a symbol of the fine energy that is and should be the focus. When one is fully engaged in the study of fine energy in the truth, and in fully activating oneself as a fine energy being in a reality that is paradise, everything comes to one. I will not say everything comes to you, because you don't know. I think that if you choose to ask me about money, then you waste your opportunity to talk to me. You are stupid. You are a liar. You don't know anything. You are doomed to just focus on money, and thus you will never be able to acquire enough money. There are so many aspects to this that are important. One is frugality. If one is following one's being duty and one is fully engaged in the expression of that being duty, then frugality is easy. One doesn't need anything. Desire is reduced immensely. I don't need a car. What do I need a car for? I can walk around and sing to the birds and butterflies and lizards and snails, spiders, clouds, palm trees. All of these are receiving me much more than you do by asking me questions about money. From them, they do feel my fine energy presence. They do feel my fine energy expression. They do understand. And you would say, but they're not alive. They're not conscious. We're not talking about consciousness in this. We're talking about fine energy fields. We're talking about by fully expressing the fine energy self and fully intending to be one's Christ self, and then expressing that truth, that all things, everything engages, because all things are that truth. All things are fine energy beings. All things. Thus, everything is alive to me. So you may also be feisty in your receiving of this information and say, well, isn't money alive? Money is a symbol of energy. Because of that, it fails to receive that fine energy. It is a symbol. It's created by humans to represent something. And it has taken over people's minds because what people really want to be engaged in is fine energy, the truth. Instead, they're engaged in the symbol, which is the falseness. It's false. Even the churches are engaged in it. They're engaged in it in a very aggressive way. That aggressiveness causes them to be focused on getting it. Money, that is. I am not engaged in it, and it comes to me without any work whatsoever. I remember when I first started doing walkabouts, they came to me as an epiphany. I realized that I could just walk around and sing to people. I immediately knew that I was doing the right thing, that because people ran from me, some of them, and some of them came to me. Those who ran from me were afraid of me, and those who came to me understood up to what they could understand. And I remember somebody stopping me and saying, "Where do I give you money?" Isn't that funny? I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to stop the walkabout and go, "Now give me money," because I didn't have to. I don't have to. You do. You have to do that. I don't. And I don't think about it. So that when you start talking about money to me, then you're trying to make me think about it. You're trying to engage me in the falseness of money. You're trying to make me want money. You're trying to make me get involved in your money thing, in your symbol. I reject it. I reject your money thing. There are better questions to ask me. Better, more intelligent, more engaged, more revealing of the truth, more important. When I sing, when I express myself, money is the furthest thing from my mind, heart, body. When you work, it is the only thing you're engaged in. The only thing you are engaged in, and you want me to be like you. I am not like you. I am a Twoman. You are a human. You are wrapped up in your money creation, the thing that is a symbol of the truth. You're wrapped up in the falseness when the truth is the thing that you should be wrapped up in. Thus, you need to constantly reach for it. You'll hear me talk about this again and again and again, because I don't think about money the way you do. I don't. So that brings me to the topic of Thoths. Why don't you play some other people's music? My mother was always complaining to me that I wouldn't play THOT'S, Massenet. I'm over that. What, are you kidding? I don't need to play other people's music. I don't need to play your popular joys. All of them are fake to me. You think I want to play a Madonna cover? You think I want to play a Lady Gaga cover? I don't hardly even know their music. Why should I? I couldn't care less about Madonna, Lady Gaga, or any of the bands that Grateful Dead. I couldn't care less about them. I can walk through the street and make my own music. Why should I care about your popular culture music? I don't need to. What is your popular favorite thing right now that you play on your phone, that you like so much that you want me to play it? Why should I play it? Are you giving me money for it or something? What is the big deal? Am I proving that I can play the violin because I can play it? The only reason that you would say this to me is because you think I can make money doing it, and I just told you I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. Step in front of me and tell me I should play this thing. Every once in a while I'll play Happy Birthday. Do you want to hear me do it? I deconstruct it to a mess. I turn it into garbage. It makes your ears pierce. It makes your ears fall off your head. I don't need to play Bach anymore. I love Bach. I love Bach better than your popular tunes. I love Bach better than the Beatles. I love Bach better than, can't even think of them. I don't even care. I love Paganini better than your trashy popular tunes. I played all of these things. Tchaikovsky, Brahms, Wagner, Strauss. You're not talking about them. You don't even know who they are. I dare you to tell me and to sing a little melody from any one of those. Mozart, Beethoven. I love these composers. They taught me so much. But I was a beginner then. I couldn't walk through the street and just sing into people's eyes and make them cry then. I can do that now. Can you? This is not boasting. This is because I am a heart being. I am a droshi. I am a fully activated being on my path to the Christ self, on my path to dying well. I don't need to do your popular tunes because I want to say your money is valuable. It is not valuable. It comes to me because I am in my path of heart self. And I say to you that if you want truly to be and have money come to you in that place, then you need to get to yourself and you need to follow that path that is your being duty. But you do not have a being duty. You have no idea what being duty is. Instead of asking me, what is being duty, Thoth? You start talking about where comes your money. Because you're stupid. You're an idiot. You're a fool. And you're trying to get me wrapped up in your money. Playing covers, the only thing to do to play covers is to make money. That's what you do. That's what all of them do in the street. That's what all buskers do. They play covers. The break dancers, they play covers because all of you know it and thus you'll give them money. I don't do that. I refuse to do that. I refuse because I am on a path of being duty, not your path of advertising and money grubbing. I am not like Donald Trump. If Donald Trump was standing here, I would dance around him till he was dizzy and he would have nothing he could do to protect himself. Not his Secret Service, not anything. He could do nothing to protect himself from me. That proves that he is a fake and a false person. I am fully activated being. Do not try to deactivate me with your garbage, with your ads, with your material, When I started realizing and started really coming into the truth of my being duty, I was living with a being who I really loved at that time. His name was Kevin. I was living in his house. When we met, we were compatible and really best friends. As we grew, he actually was the person who told me to go play in Bart. He suggested this to me, and it was a great suggestion, because it was doing that unleashed me from all my pieces. Because at that time, when I first played in Bart, I was doing Bach. I was playing Bach a lot. I was doing Mozart concertos. I was doing, I may have been doing a Paganini. I was doing THOT'S, this piece that my mother wanted me to play all the time, which I refused after a while. I said, I'm over that. I don't need to anymore. And it put us into major arguments at dinner tables. In any event, Kevin and I grew apart after being best friends. He became extremely conservative. And that's also because he got very involved in money. Money became extremely important to him. And things. I mean, he had a house. He had tons of things. And he was getting more. His little phrase and quote of these little quips that people tend to throw at you, his was, "He who died with the most toys wins. He who dies with the most toys wins." And that is completely the opposite of me, because my desire is to die with no toys at all, to be completely devoid of any material ownership. That is the opposite of most of you. You are trying to acquire as much as you can. You have tons of things. Tons of things. I have nothing. I don't need anything. I can sing my heart out into this world. I don't need money. The things I need, the money I need will come to me all the time. It never stops. And I don't need to touch it. Kevin and I no longer know each other. He knows nothing of me. I know nothing of him. But I know he has a lot of stuff. He has tons of motorcycles. He has houses. He has cars. He has tons of trinkets, cabinets, bureaus. I say to you, Kevin, if I saw you, what are you going to do with those when you're dead? Nothing. You're not going to take them with you. What are you doing with them? Is that just pride? Are you just like, wow, look at how great I am because I have all these things? Wow. I say to you, I don't think so. Because I can't imagine what death must appear to you, because since you've placed all your life in acquiring these things and death is coming, what must it be, how scary it must be to lose all these things and not have them anymore, to lose them. These motorcycles, these bureaus, these chandeliers, these crystals, these cars, these houses. Because you won't have them anymore. So I say to you, and I say to you about covers, which is the same subject. I don't do covers. I do not do covers of other people's music. I don't play Bach anymore. I don't play Paganini anymore. I don't play Strauss. I don't play Wagner. I don't play little tunes that were created just to make money, like the Beatles, like all the most popular creators of music now, all of you. The only reason you are making music is to make money. I don't do that. The reason I make music is because my heart needs to sing. My heart needs to express. My love deep inside me that I recognize truly as my being duty to express my love to this world before I die as fully and as much as I possibly can. That is the truth, and that is what I'm doing, not imitating you.